Hey, Cardinals fans, welcome back to the Redbird Rundown, presented by I-70 Sports, your home for all things St. Louis Cardinals. I'm Andy, here with Jonathan and Matt, and we would love for you to just take a moment and share our links on Spotify and Apple with your friends. They can also be found on Facebook, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Today, we're going to be recapping some of these series with a crazy ejection on Willie this past week. Discuss who has the most to gain or lose in the last month of the season. Some very interesting things I'm sure the boys and I will be sharing with you guys. And then we're going to be heading into the next week's games, taking us into September, which is most likely going to be indeed the last month of the season for this Cardinals team. But before we get into the series recaps, we need to check out how we did last week. And surprisingly enough, we had a winning record. We went 3-2. But vibe check, I think I'm gonna go first on the vibe check. My vibe check is John Boy. As in, if you haven't seen the John Boy breakdown of Willie's tantrum, you need to go check it out. It's on YouTube on John Boy Media. Go check out John Boy. He has a good breakdown. And I think the reason why my vibe check is indeed just John Boy is there's a couple things inside that video that John Boy is confused by. And I think that's the essence of what I was confused. I've been confused a little bit of the direction of the Cardinals team a little bit. So that is what my vibe check is the John Boy. John Boy is confused about the Cardinals. I'm confused about the Cardinals. Matt, what about you? How are you feeling after this week?
My vibe check is Walker Bueller, come on down. It's time to do some crazy
Hmm.
stuff. And I think that we are just full blown transitioned into the Chaim Bloom era. I saw some reporting that he is in charge. Bloom is in charge of when JJ Weatherholt is coming up. So that may not be in September, but because Bloom is in charge of Weatherholt coming up, I'm wondering if this is why we're seeing Cesar Prieto and Jimmy Crooks. And so these games feel like if you can cast back to when you were a student, like the couple days before spring break, where everybody has to write it out. You have
Yeah,
to be there. You're supposed to behave, but nobody really cares at all.
yeah.
That's what these games have a feel to me. So the Sox release Walker Bueller. Let's get that stink off of him and reclaim another guy from the Red Sox, and
Real
let's do some
quick,
crazy stuff.
yeah, real quick about Walker Bueller. I read an article from Alex Cora. Well, and it was about what Alex Cora was saying. Do you think as a manager, obviously he has some say and like he can give his opinion, but in the
Sure.
end, it's the GM ownership who is making the final say of like he's
Yes,
gone.
for sure.
Do you
Absolutely.
think that so Alex Cora said in the article that I read that he believes that Walker still has stuff in the tank. He just basically was saying like kind of a PR move, kind of like he wasn't happy with what he was displaying, we weren't happy with it, that kind of thing. Do you think that managers, Alex Cora, any of them, it's really hard to get a beat on what is just like for example, Volpe, the shortstop for the Yankees,
Yeah.
you have some strange comments coming from Aaron Boone, the manager of the Yankees. There's just two examples of do you think that sometimes the managers just kind of have to say things that they don't necessarily believe because they're completely hand tied? Do you think Ollie's been completely hand tied, like where he has to say something about a player that he doesn't necessarily believe, and he's just kind of saying it because he's saving face for himself? Like, what else are you gonna say, Jonathan? What do you think about
Yeah,
that, real
I
quick?
don't think these managers will ever dog like them as a person. I think they have a good enough relationship with a lot of these guys that they're not gonna try to ruin their career going forward. Very few times have you ever seen that? Like, Volpe's struggled, but Boone's not gonna come out and trash him because free agents or other players coming up are like, well, I don't want to play for him, right? If he's gonna trash Volpe like that. So I think there's a little bit of like, I'm gonna save my guy here, even if I don't necessarily think that. Matt, do you think that too?
I think so. I don't know for sure what the upside is. If he's going to be in your clubhouse, he's around. You have to see him.
Yeah.
If he's going to be on the team, you'd like him to succeed. I don't know what the upside is of just completely trashing him in the media. It's not going to help him play better to
Well,
do
I
that.
guess
So,
Right.
maybe not trashing him, but like taking a more neutral approach.
yeah.
Like he didn't. Alex Cora, Booney, they don't have to say certain things. Like they could just abstain from saying something. So I just find it interesting sometimes the things that they go out of the way seemingly to say about a player. Like you could literally just not
Yeah.
even really like next question kind of situation where you're not
Mhm.
even literally going to take the question or talk about it. But either way, I am
Yeah.
interested to see what Buell's, if the Cardinals want to try to pick
Well,
up an extra
I
pitcher.
don't have to be neutral, so I don't want to see
Yeah.
Miles Michaelis pitch anymore. Frankly, I'm over Palante. I think he's going to be in the 2026 rotation, but I'm kind of over watching that too. And at least with Walker Bueller, there's been like a track record of he was once a really good pitcher, and he's younger than Michaelis and a better track
Yeah.
record than Palante. So again, it's silly season. Come on down, buddy.
So
That's so
Justin, we never
true.
got to
Yeah.
your vibe check. I interrupted. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm just vibing over here.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the end of this. This is the last month of baseball for like 6 months for us, or well, 4 or 5 months really. It's interesting to see Jimmy Crooks come up and Prieto, and it's hard to enjoy it sometimes when you just mention Matt like Palante gets just destroyed. But I'm just going to try to enjoy it, enjoy the little things, enjoy watching it every night because I do thoroughly enjoy that. I've said enjoy 10 times, so that's
hmm
how I feel.
hmm
I'm
hmm
just going to enjoy it.
Have you guys seen Prieto's media photo that they're using of him being called up?
No, I have
Andy, you
not.
haven't seen it? Okay,
No.
Google it right now because he
Okay.
looks like he has smoked an entire bushel of marijuana. I have no idea if he has or not, but he just
Yeah.
has that red eye look to him that
I feel
he's
like
got
they
a little
shook him awake at like 4 a.m. or like put this hat on.
bit.
We're gonna
Yes.
take your picture.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I see it now.
Yep, yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, stoic is the best thing that I could say about it, but definitely stoned is definitely the worst I could say about it.
He may be orbiting another planet like the Cardinals right now, so
Yeah.
it's good.
That's true.
It's good.
All right. Like I said, I kind of tipped my hand a little bit. So this was the past week where Willie threw the high what was it?
I
What
choose.
brand? High Chews. That has like sour warheads in there too. He just yeeted that sucker. John Boy did say in his breakdown that apparently is a theme that people are kind of like doing across the league. So Willie just wanted to be in on the fun, I think.
Sort of
But I
chuck a
think the
barrel gun.
worst
Yeah.
part is the guru, uh, Brant
Catching the
Brown,
bat.
the bat to the
Mhm.
face. Yeah, that was the funniest part also in John Boy's breakdown because he was like, I would assume that coach is now on the umpire's side and is upset, wants to see him ejected as well.
Yeah.
Just
Yeesh.
crazy
Maybe
one
that'll
where
knock the offense upright. I mean,
uh,
it has not been, even with the Guru, it has not been good lately. So maybe that'll like kickstart it and get it going. I don't know.
it was a back and forth that one, wasn't it? Where Burley finally walks it off,
Yeah,
8-7.
Hmm.
It was a high scoring affair. It was emotional, obviously. Uh, some good baseball from the offensive side. Then game 2 and 3, we get some losses here. The Palante does, like Matt alluded to, just kind of coughed one up again. He gives up 8 in the first 3 innings, and then we only score 3, so 8-3. Sonny has a good outing, but the offense didn't show up. So we lose that 2-1, which that feels like classic Cardinals baseball from the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
At game 4, Miles Michaelis hears the echoes, hears about the meatballs images, and only gives up 1/5 innings. So JC and Walker
Yep.
power us to a 4-1 win. And then the Reds series, which probably could do more harm, I would say, what the scope of this the series is. Like I said, I've personally given up like the wild cards just out of reach, but I think we could
hmm
play spoiler to the Reds, like giving them any
Yeah.
type of
Hmm.
like position to be striking in. So we could be playing spoiler to the Reds.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting game. Ellie De La Cruz coughed up in a pretty important thing and extras there. We win 7-5 with Mason Wynn and our good friend of the pod, Pedro Pajes, powering us.
Do you mean
And
catcher of the future? Is that what you mean?
absolutely. So
Hey.
that was this past week. Uh,
I'm finding a new favorite team. I'm out.
Yeah.
let's
Oh,
dive in on this week's theme, which
Yeah.
I'm very excited about. Because in my mind, if I'm playing Madden or MLB The Show, if I'm on franchise mode, we're talking about my favorite part is like, do the ratings go up or go down?
Yeah.
So this is for me really exciting to talk about. So we're gonna take a look, listener, at some of the guys that we think it could be the most impactful in this last month. Whether they do well, do they have a rotation spot? If it's a pitcher, do they have a spot as just whatever? So, Jonathan, I'm going to let
Yeah.
you lead off for us on this. Can you give
Sweet.
us one of your guys that you think this last month is the most important thing for them to prove something?
So I struggled with this because I think all of the names that I have here, I should say I struggled putting who is number one. So I'll just
Okay.
pick one of them. So just I'll let you
Yeah.
know all of my names I feel like are on the same plateau here. They're all equal. So I'll go with Nolan Gorman. I think that Gorman has had, by all statistical metrics, a very strong bounce back year. Right? He has. He's leading our team in walk percentage. He's really changed a lot of things that I think really surprised us, truly. Right? I think I had Nolan's name down and put it as a gain here. I think that he has the most to gain. If he finishes very strong, I think that he forces us even more so, the team, to move on from Arenado. I want us to do that anyway. But I think if he's good the rest of the year, he's playing third base or second base next year, no matter what. I think that if he falters, right, if he kind of sputters out, maybe they look at this season as a blip. Maybe they look at it as more of a flash in a pan. Should we try to sell high on him? I think if he falters, maybe he's one of the lefty bats they decide to trade, as opposed to putting him in the future lineup being second or third. So I think he has the most to gain, even though I gave you, he also could lose, but I think he has the most to gain.
Here's what's funny about that pick is I have 7 names down on my piece of paper, and Nolan Gorman did not make my cut for this prompt because I understand what you were saying there, and I think they were
Yeah.
all valid points. But as far as I'm concerned, I think he's kind of already locked himself into next year. I think that we've seen enough over a long enough period of time that as I was thinking about this prompt and thinking about,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, there would be no Wilson Contreras is not going to be on my list. Sonny Gray's not going to be on. They don't really have anything to gain or lose. They're kind of set and ready. I kind of think Nolan Gorman with this last 2 months has sort of bought himself into 2026, regardless of what happens in September. Is
Let's do
that
this.
crazy?
No,
No.
let's do this live because I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So if you track his WRC plus, so again, listener, that's weighted runs created, and that is that average of 100 is your literal like league average guy.
Hmm.
Anything over that is a percentage over it. So if you're at 110, you're 10% better than the league average. So in the last 3 months, his WRC plus has been 141 in June, 109 in July, and then in August it's going to be at 118. So that says to
Take it.
me, if you deep dive that metric for the hitters in
Yeah.
our lineup, if you look at those numbers, that is good compared to like what some of these guys have been doing those last couple of months. So I'm in agreement with Matt and Jonathan. The point you're making about Nolan is that we better have a September that is plus 100 on that WRC plus with some good stat lines in order for him to. I think I would agree with Matt. I think he's already on the team next year
Yeah.
because those are some great numbers. So I agree though. This is like how much value do you put on Nolan? How easy is this for Heim to when it comes to this guy? I would agree with you, Jonathan. Matt,
Yeah.
let's go over to you next. Who do you have as one of your seven that you're like, well, you better produce something the last month?
I just wanted to come prep for the pod. I am happy to just announce and stand by and really just savor this pick. I think Riley O'Brien has
Hmm.
the most to gain in the last month. And here's why I thought of him immediately because he's 30 years old. He's about
Hmm.
to turn 31. He's had a long, weird like track record in the minors. You know it if you're a longtime listener to this podcast. The man throws frisbees. The man throws 99-mile-an-hour sinkers that just have weird movement. He has got to be. I haven't ever looked him up in like the Stuff Plus, but he's got to be pretty far up that list because he just those filthy things. So this is a guy who we had last year. He's been hurt. He's been inconsistent. He hasn't found a role, and now he is. He's our closer because they're still not. Because I think because of the dearth of left-handed pitching in our bullpen, I would not say JoJo's our closer. I
Earth.
think they use JoJo in where there's a bunch of lefties in a row. So right
Yeah.
now, Riley O'Brien is our closer. In the second half, he has a 1.7 ERA. Opposing batters are batting a cool 137. 262, 176 against him. So he could go from
Mm.
the beginning of this season having no major league career to being the closer for the St. Louis Cardinals next year.
Yeah.
And I think if he finishes strong here, I think he starts next season in that role.
That's what I love about
Yep.
pitching, specifically the bullpen, of just what you just said. And it's lucky. I mean, we're grateful that there's a pitcher doing this, but that's what I mean. Like, it's really hard to find a consistent bullpen guy that lasts 2 to 3 years. When we were talking about Hell's Bells before we traded him, this is what I'm talking about. Like, out of nowhere, this guy had no career, and now all of a sudden he's like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? And it's only gonna last probably for, I don't know, Rob. I hope it lasts for 15 years for you, buddy. But it's probably, like it's like 3 years, and then he's gonna
Yeah.
be like, we probably should have got rid of him over this last off season kind of
Hmm.
situation. So I definitely agree. I like that you pointed out a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick in the pitching lane here as my one of my three. I have Libby as mine, as someone who has the most to prove in this last month. It'll be the longest he's ever pitched through in a season. He's already eclipsed the most innings pitched. So let me give you a few things negatively that I hope that is not a trend that we're seeing, because honestly, his over 4 ERA is not great, right? Let me give you a few stats here. So his K percentage, as in the amount of times that someone strikes out facing him, league average, the MLB league average is 22%. Last year, he was basically right there. He was at 21%. This year, that's dipped down. He's at 18%. Okay, so we see a trend down. I know he's going further in the season. Arm fatigue, 100%,
Yeah, that's
is
part
going
of it.
to be part of that. However, if you look at the MLB average, every pitcher does that, and the MLB average is at 22. So I think the most damning thing that I see from him from a statistical standpoint is this one. So batting average against him. Okay, so if you, again, listener, if you just want to think about what does a pitcher do, the pitcher gets people out. That is their job, and you can do that by striking people out or having things hit into play and the defense backing you up. And the opposite of that is when people are their batting average is high against you, as in they're
Mhm.
getting hits off of you. So we have a league average of batting average in the league is a 242 average. The last year, Libby's was 242. This year, it's at 265. That's a pretty significant jump
Yeah.
from this year to last year. And then BABIP, which again, listener, if you take out home runs for a person that's facing him, so let's say it's the three of us facing Libby, and I jack 2 home runs, my home runs are subtracted from BABIP. It's things that stay in fair play that
Right.
are in the field of play, right? So he is right about league average. It's jumped up to 301 this year. Okay, so he's getting some balls hit off of him this year where it didn't. The only positive that I have for you that I saw the trend that I liked from Libby was his walk percentage has gone down this year. So he is not walking as many players. So if
Yeah.
Libby's young, Libby needs to be someone needs to be part of that rotation. Jonathan and Matt, it was our text thread where I forget who brought it up, but it was a pretty incredible stat where what Palante, Fetty, and Michaelis, if we take them out of the
Oh,
rotation and put them in for league average pitchers, our this team is significantly different in the wins and losses. So for
sheesh.
me, yeah, Libby has got to be part of the solution. So he has, in my opinion, on a very bad, mediocre, below average starting rotation,
Hmm.
Libby has the most to gain of being like, hey, okay, he is going to be a part of this rotation. Or in the offseason, if he has a weak exit, does he get thrown into the question of, I don't know, Palante, Libby, what are we doing? McGreevy, what are we all doing with them? That kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Libby's strongest part of the year was the first half. He walked like three people in 3 months. Like honestly, he was his location plus was insane the beginning half of the year. I think you're right when it comes to what's the question with these guys going forward? I think Libby's going to be in the rotation next year.
100%, I agree.
I mean, I think we all could agree on that, but you always want to see these guys finish strong. Libby has pitched more innings technically in his professional career. He has not eclipsed that yet, although he's very close. So I'd like to see him finish strong, but again, if he doesn't, is this just like we have another mid-four starter? Or are we just going to chalk it up to he's just tired? It's too hard to tell, you know?
I'm not going to do this with every pick, but Libby also didn't make my list because I also think what you guys just said, he is in the rotation next year because we're just out of guys.
Yeah.
So it really, whatever he does here in September, he would have to get hurt to not be in the rotation next year. And honestly, Libby was on the Zach Thompson bullet train before he pulled himself out of that career.
That's not a good train to be on, folks.
No. Before he like pulled himself out of that, and now there is a clear,
Mhm,
career
mhm.
trajectory for Libby. Now we'll see, is he more that pitcher that started the year, or is he more that pitcher that ended the year? My guess is he's probably somewhere in the middle. And so I'm in my mind for 2026, I'm thinking like Matthew Liberatore is a slightly above average major league pitcher. And I mean, Andy, you said it, our rotation is probably not going to be very good next year. So you just have to have some of those guys in it. So I think he's in it. Although I agree
Yeah.
with both of you. It would make everybody feel better if he had a couple really good starts here in September and you're like, whew, okay.
Okay.
Well,
He's
there's
a
the
foundational
Libby.
piece. Right.
Okay,
Right.
yes. Now we can build forward, and well, I don't know.
Yes.
We'll do some shoulder exercises or
Mhm.
whatever.
That's what I mean. I think
Yeah.
for me, that's where my point is like, is he a foundation, a set piece,
okay.
or is he a guy where like, we just got to deal with this until
He's just gonna
please
tie
someone,
over
yeah, until
until
someone else
these-
comes.
This wave of power arms,
Yeah.
pushes him out of the way. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
All right, Jonathan.
Yep.
Lead us to your next person who
Okay.
last month.
So I said my first one that I thought Gorman had quite a bit to gain. I'm going to go with someone who has something to lose. And I think it's our friend Andre Palante, who is in an utter free fall. Like just the floor is gone. You know, and sometimes you play old video games, you walk into a certain area and you just like fall through the floor. And you're like, what happened? And you
New
just have to,
video
like,
card. Yeah.
Palante has certainly glitched.
Oh,
There's no
he's in
question.
another dimension. Now, here's the weird thing about Palante is that there are two schools of mind on him. There are the what you see with your eye school and the what the numbers and the projections tell you school. Because what we see with our eye is he's bringing the marinara sauce to Busch Stadium with him and coating those meatballs with it and just chucking them down freaking Main Street, right? He's been horrific. Location has been terrible. He is effective when he leaves the ball and puts it down. He's been keeping it up so much, and he's been getting crushed. Now, you look at his advanced stuff, his expected FIP, which is, Andy, that's that fielding independent stuff that you're talking about. It's kind of like BABIP a little bit. It's in the mid threes, 3.89, 3.9. I would take that all day from Andre Palante.
Yeah.
Not what his current ERA is 5.44. So what do you believe? I think the back half of the year, well, this last month here, Palante has the most for himself to lose. If he keeps compounding these awful starts, I honestly don't know what we do. I know we don't have the depth. I know he's probably going to slot into the rotation next year, but I don't know what Heim's going to do if he finishes the season with a 6+ ERA and those underlying projected metrics of like fielding independence starts to erode away. Do we just keep rolling with this guy? So I think if he continues this glitch free fall into Lord knows what, I think he's got the most to lose. I don't know what we do with him.
Yeah, I like this pick a lot. He is running a 7.91 ERA in the second half. I was looking at some of his splits. Opposing batters are OPSing over 1,000 against him in August. He's basically making every team look like just a team full of all-stars the way he is pitching. He is so odd to me because he throws hard. Like his fastball is like in the 96, 97 range. He's got breaking stuff. It is so weird. And I'll tell you what else is weird. Shouts to Katie Wu she's always around the team. She brings a lot of good information, and I appreciate all that she does. But if there is any one player that I would say that she defends more than anyone else, it's Palante, because she keeps saying he's got to figure it out here against major league hitters. They've got to change his sequencing. And clearly something needs to change because he's making everybody hit like Juan Soto or Kyle Schwarber, and that's not a good situation to be in. But it's a weird defense from her all the time of Palante when his results are just horrific.
They are.
And Jonathan, you're right. I mean, I'm looking forward a lot to our off-season podcast because there is so much to talk about in terms of who's in the rotation and who's there and who's not. In my mind, all through this season, I always thought Sonny, if he wants to be here, Libby and Palante are the core of next year's rotation. And to your point right now, I don't know if I think Palante is.
This is
I
one of
just
these
don't know if you
conundrums.
think you can run. Can you run him out? I just don't know.
I don't know what is the end of this though. Like, when are you like, okay, man, you've done 25 straight starts that have been really, really bad. Like, how long? Because I understand where Katie Woo's coming from, saying like, he's got to figure it out at this level. But what if he just doesn't? Like, where is the line in which he does not figure it out? Because this adds to it too. If you look at his real advanced numbers, like I was looking at some of his fastball information. If you look on Fangraphs, you can find basically if it's over one, like if it's a plus number, it's very
Mhm.
good on
Mhm.
on each of his pitches. So to give you some context, in 2023 and 2024, his fastball, like his basically weighted average for his fastball was 6 and 13. That's awesome. That means his fastball is really good. This year it's -9.
Mm.
-9. That's never happened. So then I thought, okay, what about his location? Because from my eyes, he leaves
He's
these
just
balls up and they're getting crushed. That's what
yeah.
my eyes see. These advanced metrics say that his fastball has the best location of his career at 108. Explain that to me. So then that leads me to believe maybe Katie is onto something with sequencing and maybe like tipping pitches or something that's not necessarily behind the underlying metrics, that people are sitting on these fastballs. He's missing maybe slightly and they're not missing. So he is like, from an advanced metric perspective, he is so confounding on what to do because this feels like a guy the Rays would scoop up so quickly because he looks good on paper. But then when you run him out here, it's like, this guy's going to have a 6 ERA.
Well, it's weird too because I don't know if you guys realize this either. He has a reverse split. Usually, a right-handed pitcher is better against right-handed batters and worse against left-handed batters. Palante consistently this entire season has been better against left-handed batters than right-handed batters, and
Yeah.
so maybe his breaking stuff doesn't play with right-handed batters. It is just an odd mix. But you are right about the Rays. That is exactly what I thought when we like the first couple times we brought in Jorge Alcala, and he is just like
Ooh, man.
throwing electricity out of his arm and breaking stuff, and I'm like, wow, how does
Yeah.
this guy have a 6 ERA?
Right.
So I don't know. I do. This is going to be crazy. I think I do continue to have some kind of hope. Palante does have some pitches that
Yeah.
work, and he
He
gets a
does.
ton of ground balls. And like there can be a valuable pitcher. Like I still think it's in there somewhere, but man, it is so far off the tracks. It's not even funny right now.
We've never
Yeah.
seen it be this bad for this long. Like,
Oh
Andy, in years
man,
past, like in 2023, he was like our bullpen guy. He would come in and it would be a double play immediately. It would just be
yes,
immediate. And we're like,
yes,
wow, this is. And then 2024, he was our best starter back half of the
yep,
year.
yep.
He was. He comes
Yep.
in now and it's like, I don't know what has happened to him, but somebody like stole his something. Like he
That
doesn't
last
have it.
game against the Pirates, he gave up 5 runs. I mean, in 5 minutes, and I was like, "Wow, this is." Whew, it was bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I will go along that train of people who have the most to lose.
Okay.
And in my mind, someone that I did not expect to put, this is the most surprising pick once I started looking into this and thinking about the roster for next year and thinking about who's going to be where.
Okay.
I think that Senor Ivan Herrera has the most to lose
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
on this roster.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's hear it because I'm not convinced at all.
Exactly. So
All right.
I think
Let's hear
that's where my baseline was like, okay, yeah, he's the DH candidate, like, but he's limited himself, right? He's limiting in the fact that like his catching was so poor that they're like, okay, we're just gonna put you the DH. So that means that you turn into a one-dimensional player, as in you better be raking the ball at the plate in order to stay in the DH spot. Okay, his WRC plus for the month of May was 141. For the month of June was 130. Okay. And this is why he has the most to lose in this last month specifically, because in July and in August, it's at 93 and 96, which means Nolan Gorman has a higher WRC plus than
Mm.
Ivan Herrera does. So this last month needs to tell me which tale of two cities is Ivan. Is Ivan the 141, 130 player, or the 120, 125 player, or is he the 90 player?
Yeah.
I need to see something in this last month because if he is puts up the last 3 months of the season, you go back and look at his season. Are you okay with the DH spot going 93, 96, and let's say he goes, I don't know, 92 in September? Are we okay with the DH spot doing that? If you are a one-dimensional player and
Hmm.
that is your job, he needs to be raking the ball. I believe that it's in there. I'm not saying disparaging him. I like him. I
Oh,
am on
sure.
team Ivan. However, if you look at it, that's where I took it from was like, okay, I thought he's a lock. But then when I started looking at the numbers, I'm like, okay, but if he has another low month, is he a lock? Are there grounds for people to be like, yeah, he had some good months, but he also had some pretty bad months. All right, Matt, go
I
for it.
like how you worked in a Charles Dickens reference there, which Tale of Two Cities. I was like, man, this is English lit theater over here. I remain heartened by Herrera. He keeps knocking the absolute crap out of the ball. He hits the ball hard. There's just been a change to me in that from the eye test is that he's hitting more ground balls. And I think that that can be corrected. I suspect what has happened is that major league pitchers have gotten a scouting report now on him, and they've got a couple things they think they can go to, and he's now going to have to make the adjustment. So,
Yeah.
to your point, he is going to have to adjust because you're right. He is very limited defensively. Although, let me say this real quick. I'm wondering if Chaim Bloom, I was welcoming silly season in earlier with Walker Bueller. I wonder if we're going to see um, some more kind of like off the if Bloom is going to be maybe a little more open to or guys are just going to pop up in places where I'm like, oh, well, shoot, and they've been working on it, and he's much less in a straitjacket. Like Mo just seems to be in
Mhm.
such a straitjacket at making off the wall and unconventional moves that Bloom might be more open to that. And possibly that could help Herrera because it's like Herrera's sprint speed is not terrible. Like
No,
he's a relatively athletic guy. He just needs reps somewhere, but I think he can probably do it somewhere else besides catcher.
I think you're right. I understand your argument though, Andy, about
I
that
do too.
because he has been in a prolonged slump. He has. But you're right, Matt, about watching. It has been a lot of balls on the ground. We have talked about his defensive liability, and this is such a big topic for the offseason is who do we
Hmm.
pick? Who do we trust to do something? Right. I mean, who do we trust? Do you put Herrera in the outfield? Do you get rid of Willie and try to put Burley at first base? Like there's so many
Yep.
discussions because they need positions. We have such clogs and nobody has like a true position and it's like what are we going to do? But I think you do have to believe in Ivan the hitter. But again, like I said about Libby and how I feel about all these guys on this list is it makes me feel better when we finish strong,
Right.
Yeah,
because you don't want to see
sure,
somebody peter out.
sure.
No, I think that's really my point. I agree. I think Ivan's going to be on the team. I think
Yeah, oh
Ivan's
yeah. Yep.
100. I agree. He's a really good hitter. I just this last month, if you take it from that kind of slant, that's where I was like, I need to see something good out of him. So
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Yeah.
lead us home this last stretch here. Somebody else that you think, well, they need to produce.
Yeah. Matt, did we do you?
No, my pick was
Oh, we got
robbed.
skipped. Sorry, Matt.
That's okay. It's okay. I do not feel nearly as good about this pick as my first one. I was really happy with my Riley O'Brien pick. Like I really
Love talking
believed in
about
that.
Rob any day, all day.
Yeah. I think this person has to be picked.
Okay.
And again, we've got the plot armor. He's going to be on the team next year.
Ah,
It's
boy.
it's Jordan Walker. It is. And he had this one little brief shining moment, like in March Madness at the end when they do the one shining moment with all the little highlight plays. He had one good month of over an 800 OPS.
Okay.
He's back to struggling again now. August was 225, 257, 324. He's back to some. I mean, he swung at a ball that bounced 4 feet in front of home plate the other night. Like he's back into
Horrible.
these just weird things. So the question that I am asking is, he's going to be on the team next year, but if he struggles through September, I think what that means is maybe he is not guaranteed all of 2026 anymore because we do have guys. I mean, Newt Bar is a better hitter than him. Herrera, even if he sat down in the outfield, is a more valuable player than Jordan Walker is right now. And so at some point, Jordan Walker's got to do it. I'm not ready to give up on him yet because those Scud missiles that bounce off the wall are just incredible to watch. But if he doesn't start to, is he just one of these supremely talented guys that is never going to be able to adjust to the major leagues and make it work? And so that worries me.
This is going to lead into mine, so you can count this as my turn. But
okay,
I was going to say, Matt, this is going to help yours. Any outfield talent in the minors has everything to gain this last month of the season. We are just a team that is dying for someone to produce in the outfield and be like a legitimate defender. I was looking at this. Our 4 qualified, well, not even qualified, 100 at-bats all year in the outfield. There's 4 players: Burleson, Newt Bar, Vic, Jordan Walker. Okay? The only person who has a plus offensive WAR is Alec Burleson.
Sure.
It's 11. His defensive WAR is minus 11. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. So you look at Newt, right? He's got a minus offense and minus defense. Vic, we already know he's an amazing defender. So the point that I want to add on to yours, Matt, is Walker's only going to last for so long. There's a limit that you will just let him run out here and do this. You've already heard Marmol talk about we're going to give opportunities to people who have seized their moment, right? He's talking about Burley, who has produced. He's talking about some of these other guys that have come and actually done something. Yvonne, right? Any of these guys in the outfield, if Nathan Church came up and was like pretty good and played a solid defensive position, I think they'd probably play him. We don't have anybody in the outfield right now that I truly feel confident in on both sides of the ball. There's literally no one. No one. Do you feel
not
that?
Even Donnie when we play Donnie out there?
If you look at his metrics, he's okay. Yes, I'd trust Donnie only because we've seen it, and he's going to be okay out there. But Donnie ain't, Mr. Wheels out there.
No. I was surprised he didn't have over 100 plate appearances in the outfield, though.
Yeah, it's not pulling up on this.
No, so I believe you, but we do have but it's like crowded with just apologies to everyone. It's just our outfield's just crowded with crap right now. Nobody produces.
That's it, though.
Just like turds floating out there in the outfield, and nobody can get going.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like Nathan Church or when Vic comes back, nobody has seized anything in the outfield. No one.
Nope.
It's just okay. Well, I mean, we just talked about it. Where's Yvonne going to go? Maybe he'll play left field. Let's just, again, throw another floater in the outfield. Why not?
Well, at least we know Yvonne can hit. Well, I mean, or to Andy's point, can he? Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, I think he can. Like, to what extent can Yvonne hit?
Sure.
It just sucks because we have all these guys who seemingly like Burley. He needs to play first base, okay? If Burley played first base, he would be better overall because he's not a minus 11 defensive WAR first baseman. He's not. Right. He just can't play the outfield, but we don't have anybody to play the outfield, so just go out there and make your plays or try to, and we need your bat. That's how it's always been.
What's frustrating, though, is this has turned into like a red jacket Cardinal tradition of not having outfielders that produce. This is like Piscotty and Grichuk and we could just name guy after guy, Bader and Carlson and just guy after guy after guy after guy. And like, when is this ever going to stop? I don't know.
Yep.
All right, Matt. I don't know. I won't rob you of your second pick.
He's got like 14 left in the hopper over there.
No. Give us 2.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to name the guys that I would have picked, but then I'm going to give you my pick.
Okay.
I had Newt Bar because we just had this morass of left-handed complementary hitters. Can he end on a hot streak and go somewhere? Shouts to Kyle Leahy, who I think could be in the rotation next year because literally it might be scarecrow, like a literal scarecrow in our rotation next year. I had Victor Scott down because, his 70 OPS plus in July, 55 OPS plus in August. Like, if the guy can hit it all, he can play in the outfield, it would be fine. So here's my last pick is Quinn Matthews.
Oh, all right.
And here's what I think Quinn Matthews can gain. Quinn Matthews can gain a rotation spot because otherwise it's just a scarecrow. And so he's been injured this year, and he had some command troubles this year, but his last few starts have been very good. So if he closes really strong in September, now the minor league season ends a little before the major league season, but if he closes strong, then I think you have a conversation that if he comes in, and all franchises do this, he's good in spring training, so we change everybody's trajectory based on 4 starts in spring training. But I would like this team better next year if he's in the conversation, and we're not just totally throwing the season away. So if he can finish strong, I think he can get himself a rotation spot. And that seems pretty important to me, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was wondering when we'd hear somebody from the like truly from the minors, and that this is the first name I thought of was Quinn. I think they need to
Well,
add him
because
to the 40
JJ's a
man.
lock. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like JJ's, yeah.
They need to
Yeah.
add him to the 40 man. I think we should see him in September. I don't like what just pair him with Palante, pair him with Michaelis, pair him with Libby. I mean, for goodness sake, we have all kinds of
Right.
opportunity out here. So
Right.
why not see him? But I agree. He is the true like I feel good about him. I feel like
Hmm.
he's going to come up. He might struggle like slightly, with walks or whatever, but you're going to see him strike people out. When the
Yes.
AAA to like major league jump, that's not just going to like fall off. He's going to strike people out, and that's going to still be
Well, if
exciting.
he's running like a 4.5 ERA and he's striking guys out at the major league level, at least you're like, okay, now there's something to build with here, and it's
Yeah,
not just smoke and mirrors.
right.
That
Or
is still
in
your
his
pick,
case,
Andy?
smoking ground
Yeah,
balls.
you
Smoking
didn't
and
sell
grumbles.
you said a pick of mine. You did
Okay,
not you
okay,
did it was not him.
okay.
I'm gonna keep it in the outfield, and I'm gonna zero in on Victor Scott II. I
It's a good
his
pick.
100%. He is the best. Okay, he's one of the best top two defenders on the team.
Hmm.
He makes the center field position. There is no questioning it. But are we going to have another discussion about Michael Ciani and Victor Scott II? Because
I can't
they
do it.
they
No,
can't,
no, just no.
he can't hit. He can't hit. Okay, he can't hit, and
Yep.
and he came out hot. Okay, so again,
I did.
it's like this thing of like, is it a slump? Is it a prolonged slump? Is this who he is? Those are questions for the statisticians and the GM.
Hmm.
Heim, good luck. Okay, so when he came out right after spring training, he was hitting WRC plus a 101, but BABIP, like whenever the ball stayed in the park, he was hitting 351. Okay, in May, that was 365. Okay, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
May's WRC plus dropped down to 82. Uh, then June hits, we go to 85 WRC plus with a 289 BABIP. Then in July, we start falling off the face of the earth. We pull the Palante version of the hitting player. We go to 55 WRC plus with a buck 86 BABIP.
Is
Okay,
that even possible? Can we just spend 4 seconds on that July BABIP number? This man is faster than greased lightning. How is that possible for that BABIP to be so low?
It's because he hit, if he had 100 balls he made contact with, 98 of them were right directly at the second baseman. Don't even have to move. Just hit it right at him. So it's like, it doesn't matter how
God,
fast
he
you are, we
should
hit it
have
right at him.
literally he should have bunted the whole month of June. He would have been more successful,
I
really.
know. You're probably right.
bounces back up. July's BABIP is higher, 273, but a WRC plus is a measly 38. You have,
Yep.
we've already said it, and I see a lot, but Victor Scott II, please, like, let me see April numbers, something. Don't go down. He is trending down in lots of things offensively, and that is so scary for the reasons that we've already said in the pod. So
Yep.
on
Yep.
this episode, so I won't go into any more other than the fact that we got some issues out there in the outfield, boys.
Do we? I do have to say, and I think you guys will both agree, there's a bit of a rookie wall that people hit, and this is
Sure.
his first like full major league season. Now, you're right. The beginning of the year when he was like coasting, gliding into second, doing like the quick little Flappy Bird, we were
Hmm.
like, "Uh-oh, Pete Crow, who?" Right?
Yeah.
This is our guy. Now
He
it's
was
like,
making me sweat in some uncomfortable places when he was doing some of that, like legging a single into a double and doing the little Flappy Bird. I was like, "Whoa,
yeah. Oh
Vic,
boy.
sorry."
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're right, Andy. It's just the same. It's the same thing. It's is he going to produce something? Because the defense is there, the base running is there. I mean, the guy's stolen. He's like still sixth in the MLB from stolen
Hmm.
bases, and he's been on base like 4 times. Right. So it's again, who's going to take it? I was just looking. I thought you guys might like this. Does anybody want to guess what Nathan Church's WRC plus has been since he's come up?
Oh,
Please guess.
-12.
4.
-10.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know it went minus.
I didn't either.
I did not know it went minus.
-10, -10. Now that's really out of context. He said
Yeah,
31
sure.
plate appearances, but like
Yeah.
this would be so much easier if someone would just go out in the outfield and just produce, and you're like, okay, cool, we got a left fielder. The guy can hit. He's okay defensively. Just hasn't been that way. You can talk about Newt, Burleson, Walker, Vic, all of them,
All of them.
all of them. So
Do you
Vic's
guys
a
think
good pick.
Heim still wants this job? Should he just run? Like, really? Should he just? I don't feel good about. I mean, granted, we have not been playing good baseball,
Yeah.
and listeners, this is why we've been quoting you all these stats, and it's been so bad the last
Yeah.
couple months. But like, does Heim? I don't know, man. Heim, you might want to run. Really,
What's
this
the
could
return
be a
policy?
long process. This could be a long process.
Could be. Yeah, there's definitely moments where it seems like there's a glimmer of hope, but you're right. There are telling signs that like there's some of these players are coughing up blood, and it's not great. It's not
We
great
just
to
leave them out
watch.
there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this coming week
Yep.
is we got A's and Giants. Okay, both at home. The thing I am personally going to be looking for is the back half of these series. So the end of the Giants series, we should be seeing Vic come back and Donnie come back from injury.
Mm.
We have 6 players on the injured IL right now.
Dang.
Nolan, Alec, and Pozo will be back not this coming week, but the following. But we are going to get Vic and Donnie back at the end of the Giants series. So I personally will be looking at specifically Victor Scott II and what he does with what he has left of the season.
Yeah. Matt, what you got?
I'm going to be. Let me simplify this. Anybody who's producing, I'm going to be looking for. Because we have such this huge morass of guys in the middle that nobody's really been distinguishing themselves lately, except just been distinguishing themselves by crap lately. I'm just going to see just any positive production. And then the only other thing I'm going to be looking for is Nick Kurtz on the A's, who is running a rookie season relatively close on par with one of Jose Albert Pujols. Which is just very interesting. And then because Derek Gould has confirmed we can get into the top 10 of the lottery ball situation, I'm going to be looking at Nick Kurtz, who is the number 6 pick, and I'm just going to be looking for lottery balls.
Yep.
What
You took the words out of my mouth for the A's series. They have a couple of exciting players. And be grateful that we don't have to watch the series at the A's park. Because it's similar to Tampa, and that camera angle and everything there was just like, what? This is minor league, right?
It's like spring training, yeah.
Yeah. So that's exciting about the A's.
I thought you meant our attendance. I was about to say our attendance is going to look like it's the JV team out there for Rome Grade School.
They need to start handing out food or something for free. I don't know. 100% about the A's. The other thing is, I was commenting last night when we went into extras. I was like, man, I hope we lose. For the lottery balls, like only because at this point, just make it competitive. It's fun. We went to extra innings, but if we can walk away like randomly, this just kind of feels like we might get like the number 1 pick out of nowhere with like a 1% chance. The Guardians, they did. They had like a 1% chance and they got it.
They did.
I would love to see us do that. Just cap this off with this. But agree, Matt. Looking at all those things, Andy, very good on the Donnie. I'm excited to see him come back. Hopefully, he's healthy and return back to his form.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because I'm just a sadist here, I'm gonna watch Palante. I got to see, has he got anything left in him? Is this just who he is into the glitched out world that he's in, or is he coming back to reality?
Although Palante is just gathering lottery balls like they're gold nuggets,
That's true.
So,
that is true. He
so
might be
maybe
on
we
those,
should run him on
critical-
short rest. Like, should we get him some extra starts down there?
Michaelis and Palante, just run him like Gibson
Yes,
back in the 60s. Just every day you're going out and pitching a complete game.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Redbird Rundown, your go-to source for St. Louis Cardinals news. Hey, subscribe, rate, and review the show. It really helps us out a lot. Follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Facebook for the latest news. And, of course, let's keep those rally caps on and collect those lottery balls. Let's go, Cards.